Today we're taking a really close, analytical look at a topic that captures the imagination of literally thousands of people, retiring in the Philippines. We're going to break down the absolute top retirement destinations across the archipelago, but we're doing it with a bit of a twist. We're going to separate that postcard-perfect tropical dream from the practical, everyday, on-the-ground reality.
Okay, so let's dive right in by reframing what we actually mean here. When we talk about island living, especially for a long-term move, let's be real. It's not just sipping coconut water in a hammock on some isolated beach. Successful island living is actually a really delicate balancing act. It requires affordability, for sure, but it also necessitates a solid, supportive expat community. And this is absolutely crucial. Reliable infrastructure. Because if you're retiring abroad, you need everyday functionality just as much as you need those stunning ocean views.
So to navigate all of this today, we'll be covering the broader Philippine retirement dream, structured and convenient hubs, laid-back coastal and cultural spots, active lifestyles and adventure, and finally, we'll look at a few lifestyle alternatives. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The Philippine Retirement Dream, Balancing the Beach Life with Practical Realities.
The Philippines has been this massive magnet for expats for years. And honestly, it's pretty easy to see why. You've got an archipelago of over 7,000 islands, a naturally English-speaking populace, and that gorgeous tropical climate. Our sources really distill it perfectly, saying retirees are drawn to its incredibly affordable cost of living, massive expat community, and welcoming locals. I mean, that right there is the undeniable triad of Philippine appeal. But here's the reality check we're exploring today. No single city gets a perfect score on everything. Finding your ideal spot? Well, that means carefully choosing exactly which trade-offs you're willing to accept.
Section 2. Structured and convenient hubs, Davao and Bacolod, for order and infrastructure.
Okay, so if you're the kind of person who prioritizes order, modern conveniences, and robust urban infrastructure over just, being steps from a quiet beach, your very first stop is Davao City. As the major economic center of Mindanao, our sources consistently rank Davao at or right near the top for a very specific reason: it offers an incredibly structured environment. It's famous for strict law and order, exceptional cleanliness, and really deliberate urban planning. Plus, geographically, it has this massive advantage. It's totally sheltered from the main typhoon belt, which significantly reduces the risk of the severe storms that can hit other parts of the country.
But of course, there are some pretty significant trade-offs you have to consider here. While Davao boasts an amazing healthcare infrastructure, it's literally the premier medical hub for the southern region. It's also geographically vast, like really spread out. You're almost certainly going to need your own transportation to get around. On top of that, sources point out it's got a fairly limited nightlife scene. And you've got to be prepared for relentless, year-round tropical heat without any immediate mountainous areas to quickly retreat to. Now, if Davao just feels way too massive for you, we turn to Bacolod. Bacolod is often described by expats as hitting the absolute sweet spot. It's kind of the Goldilocks option. It gives you robust infrastructure, but without the overwhelming, suffocating chaos of a megacity. What really stands out here is the convenience factor. Unlike smaller provincial towns where you have to rely totally on open-air tricycles, Bacolod actually has modern transport options. We're talking grab taxis and air-conditioned buses. You also get access to massive membership supermarkets, places like S&R and Landers.
So Bacolod strikes a really unique balance. It gives you a supportive expat community that isn't overly dominant, right alongside solid private healthcare. But what's the flip side? Well, it's undeniably sleepy. The low-key atmosphere is highly tailored toward a more traditional retirement age. If you're a younger retiree or just someone seeking a vibrant, energetic nightlife, honestly, Bacolod might just feel a little bit too quiet for you.
And that actually leads us perfectly into our next question. What if you prefer a slower pace of life, and you specifically want coastal and cultural charm over big-box stores and strict city grids?
Section 3. Laid-back, coastal and cultural, Dumaguete and Iloilo.
If you're an expat looking for deep community ties, absolute affordability, and living right by the sea, Dumaguete basically holds a legendary status. Famously known as the city of gentle people, it's this wonderful coastal university town that just radiates a highly celebrated, laid-back atmosphere. A lot of that is driven by the intellectual energy coming from Silliman University. The real social heart of the city, though, is the incredibly scenic Rizal Boulevard. Plus, if you're an ocean lover, there's a huge bonus: immediate access to some truly world-class diving.
However, expat opinions on Dumaguete are recently becoming intensely polarized. Some sources still rank it as the absolute #1 best retirement city, largely due to its incredible affordability and that massive expat community. But other sources, they've completely dropped it from their top lists. Why the sudden shift? Because, well, that immense popularity comes with a price. We're seeing worsening traffic, a severe lack of sidewalks, rising rental costs, and a heavy reliance on those tricycles instead of modern taxis. Crucially too, while routine healthcare is perfectly fine, sources heavily warn that it lacks the specialized care required for highly complex medical conditions.
So, if Dumaguete's growing pains are a bit of a concern for you, let's look over at Iloilo City. Iloilo is this rapidly rising favorite, and it's genuinely surprising a lot of expats with its exceptional livability. It's constantly praised for being incredibly clean, having a very peaceful, slightly conservative lifestyle, and boasting this famous, amazing local food culture. It features a beautifully maintained riverfront esplanade, and get this, which might be surprising for anyone used to provincial Philippine traffic, it's actually noted for having good roads with functioning traffic lights. Iloilo essentially pairs a fast-growing economy with genuinely affordable housing. The drawbacks, though, it does have pretty limited nightlife, and it definitely trails the larger cities when it comes to international flight connections. But the biggest warning jumping out from the data is this. Because of its rapid economic growth, the window to actually secure that highly affordable housing, that window might be narrowing very, very quickly.
Section 4. Active Lifestyles and Adventure, Cagayan de Oro.
But hey, what if you aren't ready to slow down at all? What if you want nature and a bit of adrenaline right at your doorstep? The financial appeal of CDO, Cagayan de Oro, hits you right off the bat, 40%. Our sources estimate that the cost of living in Cagayan de Oro is roughly 40% cheaper than premium areas in Metro Manila. To put that into perspective, that is an astonishing value for anyone seeking a highly active lifestyle without carrying a massive price tag. CDO is just outstanding if you want a balance of big city amenities and outdoor adventure. Literally, 15 to 45 minutes from your front door, you could be whitewater rafting, exploring hidden waterfalls, or playing golf up in the mountains. Expats even have the option to live at higher, cooler elevations just outside the city limits. But the trade-offs are very specific here. The downtown area, which sits at sea level, suffers from intense heat, heavy humidity, and quite a bit of urban pollution. On top of that, there's no international airport, and even just getting to the domestic one can be a solid hour-long trek.
Section 5. The Lifestyle Alternatives, Cebu and Baguio.
We totally recognize that the specific balance of those top hubs might not fit everyone's vision. If you absolutely require a massive, cosmopolitan urban center, Cebu City is your prime alternative. Cebu offers world-class healthcare, a major international airport, and unparalleled access to all the surrounding islands. It is a true, bustling metropolis. But our sources are crystal clear on this. To unlock all those amazing benefits, you've got to be prepared to deal with severe traffic congestion, noticeable urban pollution, and a significantly higher cost of living compared to those provincial cities we just talked about.
Now, what if you're thinking, I just want cold weather? The famous alternative for that is Baguio, which offers this rare, very comfortable mountain climate. However, I really want you to pay close attention to these warnings. Multiple sources explicitly advise against retiring there right now due to compounding environmental and infrastructure issues. The warnings include intense overcrowding, skyrocketing housing costs, extreme traffic, chronic water shortages, and severe landslide risks during the typhoon season. So while that cool climate sounds wonderful, it comes with a really high functional cost.
Okay, let's pull all of this together. I highly suggest you take a screenshot of this matrix because it perfectly distills the complex trade-offs we've covered today. Think of it like a giant puzzle. If you want order and top-tier medical care, Davos ideal, but watch out for the heat and the distance. If you want a supportive mid-sized hub, Bacolod is great, but it's pretty sleepy. Dumaguete gives you that affordable coastal culture, but traffic and specialized healthcare are definitely concerns. Iloilo brings clean riverfront living, though that affordability window is closing fast. And CDO gives you unmatched adventure, provided you can handle the downtown pollution and the distance to the airport.
And that brings us to the ultimate question you really have to ask yourself. Which trade-off are you willing to make for your island retirement dream? Because here's the truth. There is no perfect paradise without some compromise. But by understanding your own personal lifestyle priorities, whether that's world-class healthcare, cheap coastal living, or mountain adventures, you can find the Philippine city that perfectly fits your specific needs. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy planning!
As always, subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment below. There are also some links in our description that you may find useful. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.